Every night, your dreams are handing you a message, a gift you didn't know you had, or a warning about something already going wrong in your life. Most people wake up and forget it in 10 seconds, but Mike kept having the same things showing up. And when we looked at it and what it actually meant, it explained why he keeps everyone at arm's length, why he holds himself back, and the one thing that's about to change on its own for him. Hello, and welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome everybody. We are so excited you are here for another week of hearing about someone's dreams. Love it.
Before we get to that, dream-analysis.com/channel. We're going to be talking on Thursday the 23rd at noon Pacific time about channeling. So bring your questions. It's live, Sandy and me, talking all things channeling, answering your questions. If you're wondering if channeling is for you or just curious about it, there's definitely the event to come to because it's for beginners and anybody with advanced questions. All are welcome. So Thursday, noon Pacific time, it's on Zoom. But if you go to dream-analysis.com/channel, you can register and show up live or get the recording once you're registered. Sandy, let's do some dreams.
That sounds great. All righty. I like the title of this first one. It is Ordering a Special Device, and it's from John. I was ordering some device at a store that appeared to be a walk-up window. The attendant lady went to the back of the store, brought it up to the window, but then went back to her desk. I didn't understand how to pay for it at first. So then I went to my right along the glass and noticed that there was a door a little further away. But when I looked into it, I didn't see where to pay. So I went back near the window where I ordered the device, and then I saw a glass door that I could walk through and go back in and pay. Apparently, I missed this door the first time, but I still didn't understand why she brought it up to the window and then went back to her desk. There were other people in line, so I walked through the glass door and stood in line so I could pay. At least he didn't run away and not pay for it, I guess. Alrighty, Michael, what do you have to say?
So it's a good dream to be given something like that, even though he has to pay for it. It's all quite positive. And so when you see devices in a dream, the thing you always ask for, like, was what is it for? What does it do? Is it a good thing? A lot of us have devices. Like if you can channel, you've got a channel. That's a device. It's not just, you're not just channeling into nowhere. There are things connected to you spiritually that allow you to do the things that you do. And this is one of the abilities he has is shown up by this device. What comes across clearly in the dream is his frustration. You know, I can see this woman. Why didn't she just get me to pay for it here? All that other stuff. And that makes sense when we understand what he's going to do. He's going to help other people manifest. This device is somehow connected to that. And it's like he's able to add an element to people's understanding, like add a piece that's missing so that he's not bringing the key to what they have, but he's bringing this little piece that you add that completes the key for each individual in a group. He's meant to work with groups. It's not an intellectual understanding. He already has the intellectual understanding. He's able to explain that to people. It's an energetic thing that he brings that's going to make things work for people. So while I was there checking for him, they said they don't like him using a pendulum. And he's like, really? Will they let me continue to use one? And the answer was yes. But because you can channel, and part of what this device does is it improves his channeling connection. Not so much the connection itself, but who he can connect to. So he's had an intermediary, and this often will happen. For a while after your channel, you'll have an intermediary that will be who you talk to. And they're constantly forcing you subtly to raise your vibration. And when they eventually get you into a certain space, then they go, you know what? Who you're meant to talk to, you can talk to them directly now. They'll still hang around, but it like leaves that connection much better, which is pretty good. So anyway, as part of that channeling improvement, they don't want him using a pendulum. He can use one, but they want him to channel the other way, get all the information he gets, and then use the pendulum just to ask, did I get everything else right? Rather than trying to use the pendulum to ask the questions, use it to just validate that the answers you got were good. So questions. You probably have questions.
I do. Okay. So he's at a store.
All right. So that was a question. Okay. So
Yes.
stores are about needs, addressing your needs. And we have all the glass in it.
Yep.
And the doors represent opportunities. So when we have a glass door in a glass wall, It's an opportunity through using his intuition, because that's what the glasses represent. Works through the feminine side, which is why it's a woman and so on in the dream. Next questions.
Wow, you hit a lot of things here. Why the struggle to pay?
So that was interesting. And I was puzzling over that for a while. Like, what is he doing wrong? And they're like, he didn't do anything wrong. He has the device. It's all good. And the way they made it make sense is his frustration in getting this far, although he probably wouldn't tell you that he's very frustrated, but his frustration in getting this far is important for him to be able to help other people who are frustrated. It's like, oh, I get it. I know what you're going through. I've been there myself. Don't worry. Here's what it is you need to do. So he's going to be able to relate to people in a much better way because of his own experience. And so it's that understanding that, oh, look, you can go past the opportunity. You can miss an opportunity because he went past this original door. So you can miss an opportunity, but it's okay. You're going to come back and you're going to get another opportunity to address that or access that, whatever it happens to be. And that's going to happen to other people too. So for him to be able to say, look, don't worry, it's fine. I know what this is huge for him when he's working with groups.
Very good. And then the last thing is we've got other people in a line. So what's going on with that?
It's an interesting one. It's kind of like the formality required to get to a certain point. Like he can see what he wants, see what he needs, see it through here. But then once he has it, it's like, okay, I still have to get in this line and pay for it. Now you would probably go, oh, is it about elimination system and stuff like that? And there are elements of that in this dream and in many of his dreams, but they're not the predominant thing. So it's always like, well, what is significant? Why is it showing up? So when we see a layer in a dream or the main theme of a dream, anything else it includes is going to match other layers in their life, other areas in their life. And so this part of getting in the line, it's kind of like a relief for him. Oh, I'm in line. This is where I need to be. And when I get up here, I'm just going to pay for it and it's all going to be good. And so it's about getting other people to that state or acknowledging for himself that he's at that state, like everything is lined up.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, we have another dream for John, and this one's a little fuzzy, so it's going to be a very short dream. And I'm really curious to see what you get out of it, Michael. The title is Practicing Recognition of Dream Types. And he says, this one's very fuzzy. I think I was being shown different round containers, and there were different types of dreams in each container. I think I was practicing recognizing what type of dream was in each container. It was too hard to remember anything else. All right, Michael, that's a short one. What do you get?
It's a very straightforward one. He has a gift where he's able to recognize the source of a dream in order to get what the dream is trying to do. It's not necessarily something in the dream, but it's like, because it's at a different level, but it's like, why did I get the dream? What triggered it? And it's not a gift that he can use ad hoc. It's kind of going to kick in when he's working with clients. If the client needs that information, he's going to get it. So it's pretty cool. It's like here, I will often say, here's what a dream is about, but here's what's behind the dream. Here's why the dreamer had this dream. And this is one of the things that's really interesting. While that information is super available, you can't necessarily get it from the dream. And, I should make this point because people sometimes will send us interpretations that they did through AI, where they asked ChatGPT or Claude to interpret a dream in the style of Michael Sheridan, and it'll give a very convincing looking interpretation. But AI can't channel, AI can't validate that it got the analysis right. And it's just one of those things that it's kind of sad that you're able to do it. And I think at some point it'll probably get to a good place. And Sandy and I are exploring it and all that sort of stuff, but it's not there. But anyway, what he's able to get is beyond the dream, which is really cool. Because I know that's something that he's been hoping he would get to, because it gives all the contextual information.
Very interesting. What is it about the different round containers?
So what's interesting about dreams is where they come from. Most of our dreams come from the one place, let's say the spiritual authority in our life. And in our dreams, it's not our guides. I say all the time, our guides appear in our dreams, but it's actually a different character that kind of puts on the robes of a guide and plays all the different guide roles, but it's all one character. And most dreams come from this character. He creates the dream, delivers it to us, plays all the parts in it. And if you ever get lucid in your dream, he's the one you're talking to. No matter who you think you're talking to him. And his wisdom and knowledge about your life is just astounding. So really, really cool. So that would be one container. I know where this dream came from. And because I know where it came from, I know what it's going to be about. So those dreams are typically about life purpose, what it is you came here to do, what it is you came here to achieve, what you came here to process and eliminate. All those sorts of things will show up in it. And then we have another container, which is dreams that come from your higher self, or let's say beings that are higher than your higher self, that your higher self approves to send you a dream. And they use that channel that your higher self has access to. And when we know they come from there, there's lots of things that are kind of common in those. And that would be gifts. Your dreams from your higher self will say, you know, you can make this easier on yourself because you have this gift and this gift and this other gift. But those dreams will also warn you about infiltrations and other things that are going on in your life. It's like, hey, watch out, Michael. This is what's going on. Like, I will always have dreams warning me about infiltrations and attacks as soon as they're happening. Like, I might go to bed fine, and if I get an attack or an infiltration during the night, my dream's going to warn me. So I'll wake up straight away. Now, no, this is already going on. Now, I have practices in place. I would catch it in my channeling anyway, but a lot of people don't. And our higher self will just jump in and say, here's what's going on here, including things like avoid this particular person. So they're just two of the types of containers that you can have. But he is going to be able to tell this is the source of this particular dream. And knowing the source, I then know, like if it's from my higher self, is it about these various different things about making life easier and so on and so on and so on. And it gives him a lot more context because he can then channel the person's higher self or channel how he normally channels to interpret a dream that is about somebody's life purpose, for instance.
Wow, that's amazing. Alrighty, we are going to move on. And the next dream is from Mike, and it's titled A Loving Hug. I like that title. Walking through a building where I see 5 to 6 boys together, different ages and heights. One is really tall, about 6 feet. The leader is about 5 feet, and a couple kids are shorter and younger. The leader is about 15, 16. He comes up to me and starts talking. I feel this energy between us, love. He comes to me and puts his arm around me, and I do the same. The other boys make a circle around us. We are quiet, and I feel the sense of love and peace. How unusual and rich. No one moves. The longer we stay in that embrace, the deeper the energy and the feeling of love and peace. Next, I was lying in a bed before I got up, going through the dream, thinking and feeling that moment in time. Then went into a dream state again. From high above, I see a group of us walking to an area in the forest. It is dusk. There is a rectangular moat around an area with grass, trees, and small buildings where we are to camp. There is a small bridge that connects to the area. The group is walking along the bridge. Oh, Michael, that's very interesting. So what's going on?
All right. So it really is a dream in two parts, but it's two different dreams, really. But super, super positive. So when we see kids in a dream, it's often trying to get us back to that particular age. So here we see 5 to 6 boys. So it's going to bring us back to that age. Then we see the leader is about 15 or 16. So we know he has spiritual leadership as a gift. This person, Mike, always has that shown up in his dreams. You know, it's a bit, like I said, there are these layers in dreams. They're always there and you can look for them and talk about that layer if you want and nothing else. Not always the predominant layer, but it's there and it still has to match. So he has spiritual leadership as an ability. And then we see love and energy and all that is connected with it. That's connected with spiritual leadership. It works through love, works through the heart chakra. But really what he's doing is healing his own masculine. And this dream has shown the progress he's making because now he's embracing the masculine. We've had dreams before where he's just outright rejecting the whole idea of he doesn't see men in a positive way at all. Even though he's a man, he thinks men are terrible beings altogether. There's probably a lot of people listening who will go, yes, I agree. But imagine being a man and having that view of men. That means that you've got a gap between getting to the point of loving and respecting yourself and how you actually see men in general. Did I explain that one okay? It'd be a bit like if you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, and you normally would say, look at that rich expletive, because you denigrate people who are rich. You can't have that attitude of denigration and that desire to be in that space at the same time. They're pulling in different directions. So his energy has to all get into alignment. And this is part of what his whole journey of embracing the masculine is about, is being happy to be a man. And I don't mean that he's not happy to be a man, but that he has all these issues with his view of what a man is. And that comes from the influence of his own father and uncle and brother, who, from his own account, are terrible people altogether. And they've passed actually at this stage, so it's okay. We won't get sued. But it's still, yeah, we have that influence from in early life and we have to overcome it, you know? It's also ironic because when you think about it, up until age 5 or 6, you're going to idolize dad. No matter what way he is, you're going to love him to pieces. And, you know, I'll help dad get his beer. I will help dad do this. And then after a while, when you're older, you're like, hey, he's an alcoholic. I'm not getting him any more beer. In fact, dad, you need to knock it off. And so we get that sensibility, but the other stuff is already locked in. The point where we have this view that this is what men are like in a dream, or men are like in reality. And me being a man, it affects my view of myself. So anyway, this whole part, all beautiful. It's all about healing that. And really, he gets that feeling of it in the dream. That's what I really like about that. And then the next part, unless you have questions about that first part, do you, Sandy?
No, no, that was actually really good. I was going to ask about, so we've got the number 6 and 5 twice.
Yeah, so it is about the younger age. We'll often see that in dreams, and we have to channel like the leader is about 15 or 16. Is it about him at that age? No, it's not. It's still 5 and 6, which is what we have at the start. And the one before the 5 and the one before the 6 is about his path, his journey. So pretty good.
Alrighty. And then the kind of switches a little bit. So he's now high up and he sees a group. So what's going on with that? And he's in the forest.
Yeah. So what's interesting is they all walk across this bridge and get into this. So they walk across the rectangular moat on a bridge and they get into this area that is has small buildings that they're camping. The small reference is childhood again, and it's a small bridge. So again, that fits better with 5 and 6 than it does with 15 and 16. So he's able to get into this space where he feels good, but he's still very isolated from everybody else. So he's making progress, but he has this moat, he has this protection, and the only way in is across this bridge. So that says to us that he still keeps people at a distance. And the dream isn't trying to fix it at this time. It's just like, this is what's going on. But they say this is a habit that he has that is going to disappear on its own because of the other work he's doing. This habit of keeping people at a distance will disappear.
Excellent. Okay. I think that's it. Let's move on to the next dream. So we have another dream from Mike, and this one is everything is working out great. I'm at my apartment, and surprisingly, my brother Rick shows up. He is on the cell phone, so I get ready to leave with him. Then I realize I have not spoken to him in years. This is really unexpected and nice that he showed up. I'm excited. Hopefully it will all work out. Next, I'm in an office with some kind of healer, not a doctor, but someone that works for a doctor. I am talking to the guy and we are joking back and forth. Then the doctor and a female assistant walk up. Again, I joke with the doctor about the high prices, tell him that my boss has sent him the payment in cash, $1,859. I say, wasn't that nice of him? The doctor agrees.
All right. So we know he's working on the masculine, and we have his brother show up and he greets him and he's happy to see him. He's saying hopefully things will work out. So we know there's an issue, and that's the acknowledgement of issues with the masculine side. It's not about the relationship with that particular brother at all. So that first part still showing more healing with the masculine, even better than other dreams that he's given us. And then I thought it was interesting. We have the office, which is another masculine energy symbol. The office is about the mind. Like, think about what happens in an office. It's intellectual work, and intellect is masculine. Nothing to do with men or women. We all have both energies. So the office can represent intellect and masculine energy for sure. And then the doctor represents healing for your state of mind. Now he says it's somebody that works for a doctor. So healing for that masculine aspect, which is pretty good. Working on this dream and asking about, well, tell me a little bit about the masculine in a way that he will understand it. And they said, if we think about masculine communication, because we always talk about communication and expressing yourself being a very feminine thing. But what would it be if it's masculine? And they said it's more about, this is my structure. So like I'm in a place with some other men who are doing something, building something, everybody individually doing their thing is the way they wanted it to be pictured. And you're working on your thing and you're very proud of it. And you're like, look, this is what I'm building. And you're looking over and you can see what someone else is building and you're nodding and saying, that's pretty cool over there, Frank, or whatever. And that would be masculine energy. It's like you're building the structure and saying, this is mine, but it's very sectioned off. Like, so I still have boundaries and everything around. So like, this is mine, don't mess with it. If I see you near it, I'll kill you. You know, that is also implicit in the masculine energy communication. So I found it interesting, just that whole thing that I could publicly build something and let people be aware that I'm building it. That's masculine communication, that it's not hidden in any way. It's like out in the open, here it is, this is my structure. Like if you think of us with a business, it's building this business of, this is how dream interpretation really works. And we want you to see it and you're not going to mess with it. If you say anything wrong about it, we kill you, you know? So that would be masculine energy being used to set something up and show your uniqueness. And they also showed it kind of like as if you're stacking things on top of each other. So they're going in a vertical height rather than expressed across and sideways to people. He likes public validation through other people's actions. So he would love it, and we see it here in the doctor's part, he would love it if somebody comes in and says, hey, Sandy, that I saw you talking to Mike. Mike is a terrific guy. I've known him for this amount of time and he's done this, this, and this. You're going to love working with him. He likes to get that public validation through other people. The second part of that is if somebody does say something about him and it falls short in some way, then he feels he has to explain to close the gap. Like I say to you, you're going to like working with Mike because of X, Y, and Z. And it's not really what he wanted to hear me saying. He's going to explain to you in a kind of not knocking me down or anything, but he will add to it. He will add the pieces that he had hoped I would say. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I have worked with Michael for this many years and we worked on this and this and this project. And he wanted those projects mentioned. But again, it's all to do with insecurity. And this fixes that insecurity for him, or at least helps him feel better in a room. But ultimately, we want to get the masculine energy going so that we're not insecure. And that's what it's doing for him.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what about the price? The 1859.
So this is the part. It's like, it's great for him to show up and go, oh yeah, this other person likes me so much. They already paid the bill. Like, there you go. Like that highfalutin doctor, he's paid the bill. And you know, that's the validation that's all you need to hear about it is like, if this person didn't like me, they wouldn't pay the bill, you know? So that's what the payment is about. The numbers aren't that important. And if I look at the numbers, the 8 doesn't really fit.
Wow, that's great. What an interesting dream. Alrighty, let's move on. It looks like we have another dream from Mike. And this one is titled Feeling Blessed. I like it. I'm in a big dream class, auditorium style, with Michael.
Woohoo!
Yay! He asks who wants to work with him on their dream next. I raise my hand, and a few others do too. The feeling of appreciation and love fills me. It's such a gift to work with him. I am a bit embarrassed about it too, like people can see my love.
All right. So I probably should have read this one before putting it in the hopper. But it's a very positive dream about connecting to the masculine. So that's really what we're looking for him. But needing again to understand, if I say it's about connecting to the masculine, it's like, what the heck does that mean to anybody? And so this is important, that it's about being proud of the work he does, being okay with being visible, it being visible. Like there's nothing hidden about it. And I don't mean that in the same way that we express who we are and we allow people to see our vulnerabilities. Masculine energy is like, kind of like IKEA. I built this myself, you know, and if you pick on it, you're picking on me. So it's very boundary centric, and we don't let people cross those boundaries and do those things. But it's good that he's very positive about raising his hand for one, and then has that feeling of appreciation and love for working with the man in the room. But then he feels embarrassed about it too, that others will see it. And so masculine energy doesn't have that. Masculine energy would when balanced, it's like, this is what I'm doing. It's creative. Like, it's so distinctive and unique. We could hang this in a gallery and everybody would be good. And that's kind of the way we want it to be, that we're that happy and proud of what we've done ourselves, what we've achieved for ourselves. Not in any egotistical way, but more in the, like, this is what I did and I'm happy to stand by it and say, this is me.
That's awesome. So why are you in this dream then? Are you representing a balanced masculine?
Absolutely. And you know it, Sandy. What did you ask that for? Okay, let's move on fast.
No, what does it mean though?
Well, it is that. So whatever a person means to the dreamer. So he would see me as somebody who has a good connection with the spirit world, is balanced, has the feminine balanced and masculine balanced. But then he only sees me in a particular context. But that's okay, because that's how it is for us with almost everybody in our life. It's only the people really close to us, the ones that we live with, we see everything about them in our lives. And so you have to say to the person, what do they mean to you? Is the person positive or are they negative in some way? Like if he said, oh yeah, he's got this good connection, but he's so full of himself or he's so whatever, that's what it would mean for him. So super important that he has that, but we can tell like it's positive for him because he's talking about having such a sense of appreciation and love that he's embarrassed other people will see it. But that embarrassment is more about him being embarrassed to be connected with the masculine, because remember, he views that as a very negative thing because of the influence of dad and his uncle and his brother.
Wow. Very interesting. Okay, let's move on. We have another dream from Mike, and this one's titled Banter with Obama. I'm with a colleague slash partner who is taking me to meet with President Obama. I admire him. He drives to his home. I am nervous. I'm in a position where I'm in opposition to the president, like running for office against him. When I get there, Obama is his usual playful self. There is a big, diverse group of people, family and friends at his party. Kids me about not coming to the party earlier, and I kid back that my colleague did not offer to come with me. It is the usual banter that men have with each other, friends. I'm on guard, knowing he's unusually gifted and smart. I feel a bit outclassed too.
So again, very positive that he's dreaming about a man that he views in a very, very positive light. Now, if he didn't like President Obama, then it's going to be saying something different. And it doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter what an analyst's view of that president is. It's the dreamer's view that counts. Dreamer's view always is what counts. So then you look at it again. He's feeling a little bit outclassed. It's good. That's good in a way. It's not good that he feels outclassed, but it's good that he has such a positive male role model showing up in the dream for him. And this is one of the things we talked about. In his younger years, he didn't have a positive male role model. He did later on, but by that stage, all the negative things are locked in. You know, we've taken on the issues we need to work on in our life. So we still have to do the work. We still have to dig in. So what else do we have? We know the party is all about birth, so this goes all the way back. Ultimately, though, he holds himself back to avoid others feeling embarrassed. Now, think about that. I am good at what I do, but I don't want to look so good, like the way he talks here about President Obama. I feel outclassed by him. So I don't want to do that to other people. I don't want to come across as outclassed or outclass them. And so I told him, meditate on that. And it really should be more about how amazing it is that he feels that he has the need to hold himself back. So only a person who's amazing would ever feel that they have to hold themselves back. But when you have the issues he has, you're not going to see that. You're just going to be doing it on automatic and not realize, wait a second, I am amazing. And I'm saying that in a way for this dreamer because they don't view themselves that way. It's not about narcissism or anything like that. It's like, he's a spiritual leader. He has lots of skills, but he doesn't put himself up to the level he should put himself up to. So this is really a good dream that says, notice that you have this perpetual thing where you hold yourself back in order to make other people not feel embarrassed. So, what does that say about you? How amazing you are. That if I just am my normal self, I will outshine other people in this room. That's astounding, you know. And then it makes me, of course, think of the Marianne Williamson quote, like, who are you to dim your light so others shine more brightly than you? Like, we shouldn't be doing that at all. But this person's doing it without realizing they're doing it.
Wow. I like the fact that there's a big, diverse group of people, family and friends at the party. You want to comment on that?
Why do you like it?
Why do I like it? Because it shows, is it, what is that? Is that he's a spiritual leader?
Absolutely. He is a spiritual leader because of the group and that a big, diverse group. The fact that it's big and diverse just says that he's able to work with all these different types of people. Not really, it's not really about ethnicities or anything like that. It's about the different places that people are at in life. He's able to help quite a broad range of people, not just one type of individual.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And you might find if you ask him about President Obama, he'd say, oh, that's one of the things that's great about him. He can talk to so many different types of communities or different ethnic communities, and they all love him for their own reasons. And so, again, super positive for him to have that character in the dream for that same reason.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, that was fabulous, Michael. It looks like we are out of time for this week. But before we go, we have our channeling webinar coming up on Thursday, July 23rd at noon Pacific time. You want to provide a little more detail to remind everybody, Michael?
Yeah, you can get all the details at dream-analysis.com/channel. We'll be talking about the different types of channeling, 9 different types. There's more than that, but they're pretty common. We'll talk about 4 different ways of grounding. And we'll talk about, if you're already a channel, how do you restore your channel in a very quick way? We're not going to teach you on this webinar how to channel. My guides say that we get karma if we try to do that, because if people get it wrong and get problems with connecting to the wrong place, that would be on us. But if you're already able to channel, then you can get some quick tips on how to ground properly and how to clear your channel in a very simple way.
Wow, that sounds fabulous. Anyways, thank you everybody for listening. We hope that you have a fabulous week. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.